Alrighty. Whew. It's warm in here. Getting nervous. So today we're going to be talking to Theresa VanDam. I'm pretty excited about this. Oh, should we put on like a, let's see. How do I add moderator? Adding moderators. Oh, here she comes. Wait, I'm not ready. Hello. Hi.
Hello.
I was messing with the filters or the
you're
moderators.
Good. I'm just turning up my hearing aids. All right. What's up?
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm very excited about this. I am not worthy. I am not worthy.
Worthy. All right.
I just want to say thank you so much for doing this. Like I reached out to a lot of people and wanted to do this, set this kind of thing up with a lot of people, and you just got back to me right off the bat, and you just were so quick.
I did.
And I was like, wow. And most everybody else didn't give me the time of day. So I feel very grateful and very appreciative that you are taking this time with me. So thank you so much.
Oh, well, of course. I don't know. I'm dropping my bottle here. I don't know. I don't see why I would say no. Why not?
That's what I thought. Yeah.
I like collaborating with other people. The amount of followers someone has doesn't mean anything to me.
No, that's true. Yeah.
Like if you're a hairstylist on this app, I'm like, yeah, let's do something.
That's awesome. That's a great way to be, like, just open and
yes.
That's awesome. So you recently collaborated with Siri, huh? How did that go?
Mm-hmm. It was good. It was fun. We had a lot of fun.
How did that transcribe? Like, did you guys were you talking on Messenger or something, and she was just in the area?
Pretty much, yeah. She messaged me and she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna be in the Chicago area for my anniversary. And you live right around there. Do you want to do something?" And I was like, "Yeah,
that's so cool.
Why not?"
So you just had her.
I look incredibly pale. I'm trying to figure out how to fix that.
I think it's the filters. Like, I think it automatically puts you on like a bright filter, because that happened the last time, and I was like a ghost, like on the wall.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find one that's not.
That looks normal.
White.
There you go.
No, I still look white. No, I look red. Can I be anything other than? I mean, I should accept my fate. I'm like computer paper white. I should just accept it.
Well, and I'm white too, so it kind of works. So we're just very white together. Yeah. Wow. What was I gonna? So let me think about this. Okay, so we have some stuff in common, I think. Okay, so you live in Illinois, right? Mm-hmm. And I grew up in Illinois.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, in St. Charles. I don't know if you know where that is.
I do.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I went to high school there, grew up there. You're a Scorpio?
Yeah.
I am a Scorpio too.
Ooh.
When is your birthday?
November 2nd.
Okay. My daughter's is the 5th, and mine is the 14th. So happy birthday coming up. Are you doing anything special?
I'm going to Disney.
Oh, where? California?
Florida.
Oh, I was going to say, I live like 30 minutes from there.
Yeah, I'm going like a couple days after my birthday. I'm like so excited. I can't wait.
That's awesome.
I could live there.
Have you been to both Disneyland and Disney World?
I've only been to Disney World. My husband's family is like super into Disney. That's how I got into Disney. But yeah, no. I've only been to Disney World.
That's awesome. What's your favorite part about Disney?
Everything.
Is that a loaded question?
Yeah, I'm like, that's the best place ever. Like anywhere you could go. Can't go anywhere better. Best place ever.
Well, and you have a lot of everything about it. I was gonna say you have a lot of like bags from Disney, like a collection. What are those called?
Yeah.
I saw your video about all their bags. I was like, oh my gosh, that's so cute. Like 100 of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
I have 17.
Oh, wow. So what's your favorite Disney movie?
Probably Brave.
Brave. Oh, I saw Brave with my son, and for like a week afterwards, I was just talking like a brave. Like every book I read was in brave. It was all really annoying. People hated it.
That's so funny.
I had fun with it. So that's awesome. So yeah, that's cool. How long are you going to be in Florida?
4 days. I had to think about that. I was like, how long? Yeah, 4 days.
Oh, that's a quick trip.
Hmm.
That's cool.
It's kind of just like a mini one, but it's basically just my in-laws are Disney Vacation Club members, so they had some extra points to use up, so we kind of just used them. Basically.
That's good. So let me go back to the hairdressing thing for a minute. Let's get off this.
Yes, that's why we're here.
So I want to know, like, how does one come to owning a salon? And you're young, right? In your 20s?
Yep, I'm 24.
Awesome. And you own the Fantastic Sam's, right?
Yep.
That's awesome. How does that
happen? So after I worked for Kathy, which is who I make a lot of my videos about,
we all know Kathy.
I went to the salon that I now own. So I've been here 5 years now, I think, if I'm remembering correctly. So basically my boss, he didn't do hair, but he kind of he was retiring and he was like, you're like the top stylist here. Do you want to buy a hair salon? And I was like, I don't know. It just like freaked me out. I wasn't really like expecting it. Especially I think I was 22 when he first asked me, and I was like, I cannot. But I don't know. I thought about it. It took me a little while, but yeah. So then I bought it, and it was terrifying. I didn't sleep for probably like 2 months before I bought it. But that was also during COVID and stuff, so it was all very scary. But yeah, basically he was retiring, and he was just like, hey, you want a hair salon? And I was like, but then I did it, and I'm happy I did. Don't get me wrong, but it was scary.
So that's kind of great, though. So he, like, you didn't have to, like, go and come up with all the overhead at the beginning. You kind of just took over his lease or whatever, or not. I mean, that would be part of it, but how does that work?
Conveniently, his lease was actually ending. So I just kind of like signed mine like right after I took over. That was really convenient. Otherwise it would have been a little bit more, there would have been, more steps, I guess. Yeah. But no, yeah. It was ending right at that time, and I kind of just took it over and signed my lease and went on with it, basically.
That's awesome.
I mean, I changed a lot of things about the salon, like right off the bat. So
you're like, this has got to go and this has got to go.
Yeah. There was I love him to death, don't get me wrong, but he really had his main priority was saving money. So that was in everything he did was all about saving money. So we had the cheapest of the cheap of everything because he wanted to save money on everything. He didn't splurge on anything. So after I took over, having nice, I don't know, we have way better products now, way better color now, just way better everything. So since I've taken over, I have almost tripled the revenue for the salon because we use better things now. It's going the cheap route was just not the best idea. Yeah. I don't know. So I didn't agree with that. So I changed tons of stuff as soon as I took over.
Yeah. Well, basically. Yeah. When you use good products, you're doing better hair. The hair's looking better. It feels healthier. And then, you can sell something you believe in, and that's,
exactly.
That's awesome. That makes a difference. It makes a huge difference.
Yeah. Huge difference. I don't know. I am not a giant Pravana fan because Pravana bleeds really pretty intensely. But that is also one of the cheaper professional fashion color lines that you can get. Mm-hmm. So that was the first thing I was out. And I switched to Pulp Riot immediately.
That's awesome. And you like doing is Vivids kind of like your niche? A lot of people come to you for that, or are you more of a, like a, are you like, cutting too, or?
I do everything, but Vivids is like kind of what I'm known for. That's what I do a majority of. I'd say like my clientele is probably like at least 70% like Vivid clients. So I do Vivids like every single day. That's like my main thing, but I do everything. There's nothing I say no to unless it's things that I like can't do. Yeah. So.
Well, and Vivid clients are not the easiest clients to get. Like they tend to be people who only get their hair done like once a year. And it's like those root touch-ups that are really loyal. So that's awesome to have like that many Vivids. Cause I think, as a hairdresser, that's like the dream, right? To be creative and doing this color and really like getting your hands like, it's not your dream in cosmetology school to be like touching up some gray roots, every 6 weeks. It's your dream to be doing these creations and these artistic pieces, and that's
the fun things. That's what I started doing hair for. The fun things, not just like the color touch-ups every 4 weeks on like the same people. Like, and I love my loyal clients, and I do have some of those regular touch-ups. I do, but the Vivid clients are just, I don't know. That just.
Well, and
that's what I'm here for. Yeah, basically.
But great, that those root touch-ups, as Badly Shaved Ape says, they pay the bills, and that's true. Those are the loyal ones.
They're the easy ones. They're the ones you can get in and out. They're not there for 8 hours.
Yeah.
Like some of the Vivid clients are. So it's good to have like a variety, so you can have things in between and fill all the gaps. So if you do just the same thing all day every day, you can't really balance it all. You have to have a variety to like fill in all the smaller spaces and the bigger spaces in your schedule. So
that's right. Are you pretty much booked every day that you come in?
Yes. Right now I'm booking for January.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
So yeah, I usually book up at least a few months in advance.
Do you think that has a lot to do with the fact that you're the owner? Do you think TikTok has any part of that, or? Like, do you get recognized from TikTok ever?
Yes.
Really?
Everywhere I go.
Oh, that's awesome. I had one, and I was like, oh my God! So excited. She's like, I saw your TikTok, and I'm like, oh my God! It was my mom, but she recognized it, and it's cool. So.
Yeah. No, I get recognized everywhere I go.
Is that cool?
And it's fun. I like meeting people. I'd rather someone come up to me and be like, hi, I love your TikToks, than just like stare behind a grocery shelf and like stalk me for 45 minutes. Like I'm like, that's a little creepy. But like, if someone comes up to me, I'm like, hi. Just don't like stalk me.
Well, and that's gonna be hard too, because then you're like, okay, I'm on stage, like, people are looking at what I shouldn't buy the hot dogs today, the apple or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess I shouldn't, I don't know, like, does my hair look okay? I feel like I have to be standing up straight.
Yeah, they take my picture.
It's just like.
That's cool, though.
Oh, God.
Well, wow. How long have you been doing TikTok?
Since April.
Oh, cool. That's so like after the pandemic?
Pretty much, yeah. I downloaded it during the pandemic. Started making videos. Didn't really start making like the videos that I make now until April, which is when I went viral. And
what made you go viral? Was it like one video, or did you just kind of a slow burn, or?
It just kind of started happening as I started posting Karen skits.
Everybody loves a good Karen.
Yes. Then it just kind of, suddenly started happening. So
that's cool.
Yeah.
Is that like your favorite content to make, the Karen stuff, or it's a good release, right? No.
It does the best, but I don't think it's my favorite content to make. My favorite content to make is like the content that I make in the salon of like me actually doing hair. Yeah. That's my favorite content to make. But obviously it doesn't do as well as the Karen skits. Everybody loves the Karen skits. Which, I mean, they're fun to make too, but I love filming hair a lot too.
And I think, like, as a stylist, you love seeing hair. Like, I love looking at good work, and you have great work. You're a great stylist. Awesome.
I watch hair videos like constantly.
Yeah.
I love looking at everybody's work. It's like my favorite videos to watch, my favorite to film.
And I
Love
think
it.
that's like when you know, like, you're a passionate hairstylist. Like, I go to work and I do hair, and I come home and I make TikToks about doing hair, and sometimes I do live where I try to teach hair, and then I go to beauty schools and do
And then
hair.
I dream about hair.
Yeah, and it's like that's that. You know, I'm
Yeah.
giving my son a haircut after this. This is it. You know, it's like I
Yeah.
live and breathe it, and it's such a fun career.
It is. It is. Yeah. I live, breathe, sleep hair all day long. Hair is just like everything. Like every decision that I make in my life is about hair. Like when I got vaccinated, it was like, I need to make sure I don't have to be off work.
Yeah.
And that was like my main reason for getting vaccinated. I'm like, I cannot be off work.
Yeah.
Just like hair is just, nope, have to always.
How many styles?
I feel like I never leave the salon.
Oh. That's okay. It's your salon. It's your second home, right?
It is.
Maybe your first. No.
Yeah. I'm there more than I'm here.
Yeah. How many styles do you have working for you at your salon?
I have 10 at the moment.
Oh wow, that's I noticed like in some of your videos, it looks like it's a big space, right? It's very
It is,
vaulted
yeah.
ceilings and stuff.
It is. It's very like warehousey, which I like. That's like my favorite kind of vibe. No, yeah. I just hired 2 more, so now that officially made it 10. It just we're just busy. I just keep needing more people, so I just keep hiring people.
And if you know, after the pandemic, it's hard. Not a lot of people are, you know, not as many are applying. It seems like it's kind of hard to find a good one.
But it's like, with how busy it is, it's just been crazy. Absolutely crazy.
That's awesome.
Have you been busy?
Yeah. Well, not as busy as before the pandemic. Like before the pandemic, we were really super, super busy. And then, you know, afterwards, like when we first opened up, it was like a wall of people just came in like a tidal wave, and you're like, oh my God, so much hair. And then it kind of trickled off, and then there was like no one, and it was dead. And we had like 3 haircuts a day, and I'm like, how am I gonna live? You know, like you do a lot more than that. So, yeah, so that was hard. But then now it's starting to pick back up, and it's good. It's, you know,
Yeah.
I love it. I love being busy, but I also love my downtimes, and I have a great group that I work with. So, like, we have fun. Yeah, it's a good atmosphere, good environment.
Do you feel like TikTok has made a difference for you in the salon at all?
I would say a lot more people avoid me. Like, I'm like, hey, can you please
Avoid
look at my
you?
video? Please look at my video. And they're like, Carrie, we don't want to see any more of your videos. Just leave us alone. We're trying to do, you know, haircuts on customer. And I'm like, please just like my TikTok. And then since I'm the boss, they're like, okay. And they do it.
Oh my God.
That's a joke.
Gee,
They
yeah,
love
mine
me.
is the opposite.
No,
I feel like I'll be like sitting there, I'll be like doing hair, and like someone will come in and I'll see them like staring at me, like they're wearing their mask, but they're just like looking at me, and I'm like, you know, and I just keep doing my client, and then suddenly I see like I hear, I mean, like my voice coming out of their phone, and I'm like, and they're like,
you're like, hit the heart. The heart.
they're like, who is this? Like,
That's awesome.
is this her? And it's like some people, like, I guess, like, just don't know that that's my salon. They come in and they're like, and I'm like, oh.
Hey.
But it's funny.
That's awesome. So what made you want to become a hairstylist?
I don't know. I think I always knew. I wasn't sure if I would actually do it because, you know, that stigma of like hairstylists don't make any money. So I didn't know if I was ever going to do it, but it was something that was always on my mind. I always knew it was something I wanted to do.
Yeah. Did you always cutting your Barbie's hair and giving them little flat tops and scoring it
Yes.
up and doing vivids on Gem?
Yes, always.
That's awesome.
Always. I always did my friend's hair in high school. I would color everybody's hair in my parents' basement. I did that a lot.
Well, at least you did it in the basement. Like I did it in like the porcelain sink, in the bathtub, and it was like red walls. Looked like a scene from a crime.
I know.
But it was a good time. My mom still talks about that. Still trying to scrub it off.
Yeah.
Where'd you go to
The
school?
biggest everyday issue in the salons would be like everyday issue. I don't know if there's an issue that happens every day. I don't think I have one that happens every day.
That's good. That means you have probably a pretty chill environment that you work on. Because I know there's sometimes you work with people and it's like there's an issue every single minute of every single day. Like, what is the deal? Just get your shit together.
Yeah, I've worked with some of those.
Tell me about those.
Yeah. I had this one girl that worked for me, and she was nice, but was like, I don't know. She kind of thought that like she knew everything. She kind of thought that like she was just like the ultimate expert in everything. So she was always trying to like give people advice on how to do their colors and stuff. And she like could not do color to save her life. So she didn't even last there very long.
What do you think?
But it was just like,
yeah. You know a lot.
Crazy.
You got to do the hair to learn it. That's the thing. Like you can't just read a book and watch a video. You have to do volumes and volumes of work in order to be good, right? I mean, like, what would you say for someone that's just starting out? What would you say to them? Turn around and run home. No. Like
I always tell my like my newer stylist.
What would you tell you? No. Go ahead.
I always say, like, if you're sitting in your chair wondering why you're not busy, it's because you're sitting in your chair wondering why you're not busy.
I like that.
That's always, like, my biggest advice to people. Like, if you're wondering why nobody's in your chair, it's because that's what you're doing, wondering why nobody's in your chair. Like, do something about it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. And nobody wants to, like, bug you. Like, I wouldn't want to bug that girl for a haircut. She's obviously lounging on her TikTok right now, so I'll go to this girl who's busy and up and at him and got the energy flowing. Yes. Yeah. That's color.
Yeah. Exactly.
So is it hard to manage 10 people? Is it 10 people including you, or you got 9 people and yourself?
It's 10 people plus me, because I do have someone who's just a receptionist. She's in nursing school, so she's kind of just doing this as like a part-time job at the moment. But it's not too hard. I mean, I feel like my stylists, my staff in general, are just really good at kind of like taking care of things themselves, you know, like not needing me for like absolutely everything. So it's kind of okay. I always tell everybody, like, if it's something that can wait until you see me in person at the salon, don't text me about it.
We don't have to come to like the funeral and bug me and jump out of the casket. Yeah.
Yes. Like, don't text me on my day off over something that I can't even do anything about on my day off. Like, just wait till you see me in person.
That's good. And then you get your own time. You don't have to be, a slave to the...
Right, exactly. And someone says, is there a time you had to be a Kathy? No, I'm never a Kathy. I'm like the opposite of what she was. She was like always breathing down everybody's necks and everything. I've never had to get, like, sometimes I have to crack the whip, but I'm never like micromanaging the way, like the direction that they're scrubbing something. Like, I don't care what direction you, like, wash the color bowls. Like, that does not matter to me. Like, Kathy, like, that always mattered to her. Like, if you were, like, doing something counterclockwise, she'd be like, no! It was like...
It's clockwise. Kathy seems like she was not very busy in the salon. If she had time to think about all that, I'm just, like, happy that, like, the color bowl gets washed or,
Yeah, that salon wasn't very busy. At least at that time. I mean, she definitely had a lot of free time to, like, breathe down everybody's necks about every single thing that they did. And it was just, like, it was rough.
I can imagine.
Oh, and thank you, Erin. You're so sweet.
What did Erin do? I can't see your end.
She's sending me TikToks. She always does.
What is a TikTok? Is that like what do you mean sending you TikToks? Like videos?
It's like one of those little, like, gift things that they can send you. One of them is literally just called a Tick-Tock.
What does it mean when you put me on as a moderator? Thank you, by the way. I was very excited about that.
They can kick people out of your live. They can delete comments from your live. They kind of just like keep track of like...
Karen.
Yeah, Erin's a moderator. She just said, that's me. Oh. They can like keep track of exactly like what's going on in the comments. That way if people, they can mute people, kick people out, stuff like that. Oh, so cool. That way you're not constantly like trying to get people out of, if people are being rude. Like a lot of people like to make fun of my teeth. And my moderators, that's like essentially the main thing that they do is like they look for like the teeth comments and they're like, block.
Don't talk about the teeth. But that's like part of who you are. I mean, like, that's your perfectness, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, my teeth don't bother me. So it's never really something I've ever really had an insecurity about. So it's
well, it's different.
I don't know. You have a lot of people when people like make fun of me for it, I'm just like
you're like, thank you for the comment. Weird. I just got money for that. You're welcome. Love it.
Oh, and the moderators also mute all of those people that I don't know if you've ever noticed in your lives, people will come on and be like, I like your wig, or like, what wig is that? Or there's someone standing behind you. There's people that do that in like everyone's lives.
Not mine.
I don't know why.
Yeah.
But moderators like stop them from commenting too because they like spam. And I don't know why those are like the only like 3 things that they say. It's so like random. I don't know. I don't really get what they mean.
I don't think I'm at that level because I have like 7 right now. And that seems pretty good for me. So I'm excited about it. 7 people watching. How many do you have right now? More than 7?
300.
Oh, wow. See, that's
more than 7.
Yeah. I get a lot when I do, like I usually do lives and I just do haircuts or whatever, or color, or some kind of education.
Yes, I watch them.
You do?
I love those.
Oh my God.
I love it when you do those.
Oh, thank you.
Those are so much fun to watch.
And that's what I like to do is just like cut hair and to color it. And I want to do like a color class, and you'd be awesome at that too. I want to just go through and start from the beginning at like the basics. Like, let's just start from what is color, and then go into like color theory, and then go into like a porosity and texture and density, and like how do you really get that? Because it's not easy. It's not just you don't slap a color on it. There's so much that goes into it that like you have to consider in order for it to work. And you know that about that more than anybody. Like just doing the vivids, that's tough.
Yeah, it's a lot of like science and math goes into doing hair, and it's something a lot of people don't know. A lot of people don't understand like how much truly goes into it, how much. And like sometimes I'll be like explaining things to my clients, like I'll be explaining the process as I do it to those like curious clients that like to ask questions and they want to learn. And they'll be like, wow, I can't believe like how much you have to think about doing someone's hair. Like it's not simply just like going to the back, like squirting something in a bowl, coming back and just, it's like a lot. I'm like, yeah, there's a lot that goes into it. A lot. You're like constantly thinking, the whole time you're doing someone's hair. That's why it can be so mentally exhausting.
Oh, sure. And the people, you get to know them so well. And then, something goes wrong and you're like, shit, it's like my new best friend. And now she's not going to be my best friend anymore because her hair is green. Damn it. So then you're like at this toner for a while, just like throwing some red on there, make it really, sucking up, being real nice now. But that's awesome.
Somebody just said it's mental, physical, and emotional. That's why most stylists only last a year. You know what? Yeah, that's true.
And I think
that's like the average length of time somebody lasts after beauty school is 1 year.
And you know what I think? I think that's because after beauty, like when you finish beauty school, that doesn't mean like you're good at hair. That means you're like allowed to be on the field. Like you're allowed to enter the
Yes.
playing field. And what usually happens is you suck big time. Like you are not any good, right? Like the first year's hard.
Yeah.
Like that first day, you're like, oh God, like I'm gonna die.
Yes.
Like, just your ego
It's
and
like
your
beauty
ego.
school just teaches you enough to pass the test.
Yeah. And it's
That's
not
it.
has nothing.
That's
There's
all
only
they teach you.
the tiniest bit is about actual hair cutting. There's like one like 20th of the test is like an 8-minute segment on hair cutting or whatever, and it's like that's it. And everything else is like disinfection, sanitation, and chemicals and application.
My whole test, almost my entire test, was bacteriology.
Oh wow! I think I got that. I got like a chemistry one. It was yeah. It's the one of the tougher
Yeah,
ones.
I got a rough one. I was like, what? Like, what bacteria causes strep throat? You're like, that's like one of the only ones I remember. I know it's like streptococci.
Yeah.
But I was like,
You're
oh
like,
my God, all these bacteria questions. And it's like, great, now you're licensed and you can do hair. And then you like go to a salon and they're like, okay, like, your client wants this. What do you mix? And you're like, mix?
Yeah.
I have to formulate? Like, you don't know anything about color formulation leaving beauty school. It's nuts.
Yeah. That's true. I mean, you really don't. I mean, unless you
Nothing.
study on your own separately. But like the things that they teach you, and I mean, I think you're just so new at that point that you're not retaining it. It might be coming at you, but it's like all going past. And then like once you've been doing hair for a good like 5 or 10 years, then you're like, oh, like that shit makes sense. Like, okay, Y, B, B, R. It's like you got to like think of it and it's there's a lot to it.
Yes, it's a lot. Definitely a lot. It's like, oh, Vendor's growling. Where is he?
Puppy dog.
What are you doing?
What kind of dog?
He's a Great Pyrenees Lab. He's
Great
nuts.
So that's like a
What
mountain
is it?
dog retriever, right? Is it Great Pyrenees, like those big fluffy white ones, or?
Yes. But since he's mixed with a lab, he has short hair, so
Oh, does he shed?
he's not as fluffy.
Does he shed everywhere?
Someone said, do you think color theory came more naturally to you with your art hobby? Yes. I already knew color theory before I went to beauty school because of art. So I didn't really have a whole lot to learn color theory-wise, but color formulation was still rough at first because it's like, you don't see exactly what you're mixing in that bowl. If you're mixing permanent color, it just looks white.
Yeah.
Like you're squirting things in there and you don't see what color you're mixing as you mix it. You just have to like hope that like it's going to oxidize to the color that you want it to. Like,
You just
it's a
want
lot
all the stars to be
scarier.
aligned. Like,
Yes.
please. Like you.
because like when you're painting, you mix paints and you see exactly what color you're mixing right in front of you and you just mix it until it's perfect and then you move on.
Yeah.
Whereas like with doing hair, it's all just white cream, at least most brands,
Yeah.
in a bowl, and you're like, you just have to hope that
Well,
you just have to hope that it works.
And you look at the directions and it's like, okay, mix color, and then number 2, pray, and you're like, oh,
Yes.
you got to do that every time.
Pray
Every
to the
time.
hair gods.
Yes. How many times have you said that in your career? A lot.
Yes.
For me anyway. Like
Yes. And then you do it for a while, you get used to, the color line that you work with, and pretty soon you don't even have to think about it anymore. Someone wants a color and you're just, you know exactly what you need to mix, how much of this, how much of that. It's like, don't even have to think, it's just like muscle memory at that point. And then put it on their hair and you you have complete faith, it's going to be perfect. It's like eventually you get to that point.
And that's where it
But
starts getting
at first,
fun.
Yeah.
And then it's a whole different game. It's a whole different career once it's like, okay, I'm going to put a little A in there. And, it's just like doing a little mixology in the back, and then you're vibing, and and it comes out great, and then, that is a good feeling.
Mm-hmm. And someone said, have you ever had the wrong color in the tube? I've had Vivids end up fuchsia instead of purple. Yeah, so Pulp Riot's absinthe comes out different sometimes. Sometimes you like squirt it and it's like straight blue and you're like... And I do think that they like screw up the packaging sometimes.
Yeah.
Genuinely. Like, because I've had like tubes of color that like I squirt out and I'm like, that's not the blue I picked up. That's pink. Like, comes out and you're like, They definitely do that sometimes. Someone said, don't even get me started on Pulp Riot's inconsistency. I know, it's so bad. I don't know why. I don't understand it.
That's really bad for
Like-
color line. Like not having the same colors. Like, how does that even work? Like, people get their hair retouched. Like, it has to be the same color.
I don't know. I don't know why they do that. It's awful.
They're just like mixing it up in the lab. Like, we're not gonna measure, and they're just like sending it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your
Awful.
go-to Pulp Riot? Is that your favorite for Vivid? Have you tried a lot of different color lines?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried pretty much every like professional Vivid line. Pulp Riot's my favorite. Their inconsistency is kind of annoying, but I do like it the best. Joico's pretty good too. I do like Joico,
I'm gonna write this down.
but Pulp Riot is my favorite. Yeah, that's usually my go-to.
So this is what I
The ones that I like stay away from are like Guy Tang's Vivids. I don't like the way those fade. And then Matrix is okay, but it's just too liquidy for my taste.
Have you tried Rusk? They have like a purple that
Yes.
faded on tone, and it was so pretty when I put it on my hair, and it faded into like this awesome lavender, like light pastel, and I was like, this is awesome. And then I'm like, I need to add more, and then I did a different brand. But
Yes.
so I what I want to do? I want to make an experiment where I like bleach out a doll head and then do like sections of the hair, and then do all the different like the top Vivid colors. So like Pulp Riot and Joico and Illumina or whatever, and just put it all the same color on there, and then wash it and see what it looks like, and then wash it and then see what it looks like, and then wash it, and just see which color lasts the longest and what it looks like when it fades. The only problem with
That
that,
would be cool.
I would love to do that, but I don't want to buy every color line for like a squirt. So guys, if you have like a little tube at home that has a little bit of like color left in it, and it, send it. Send it to
Yeah.
me.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want to buy all of them for one squirt either.
Yeah. But if you have them, I mean, in your salon, that's cool. But I don't know if you carry different brands. You just carry Pulp Riot, and what's your color line?
Pulp Riot is our Vivids. I use Paul Mitchell XG for permanent. And I think I'm going to bring in Guy Tang's permanent colors too, because I want them, because I love them. And then whatever I get in PR, I get a lot of Finola in PR. So we always have those. I get Uberless in PR all the time, so I have some of those. We have like a hodgepodge, because I do get some like PR boxes, and everyone kind of just, uses them.
Let me try this one. Do this today.
Yeah.
Betty will never notice.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. So Paul Mitchell has really great coverage, I think.
Especially
They're
XG.
permanent,
Yeah.
And they've
I
got
love that line.
their toners are nice too. The UTA, UTP, those are really good toners
Mm-hmm.
for like a light.
Yes, they are.
And it seems like it's good for like even like lighter hair. You just do it faster, and then the darker hair, it just processes it longer and just kind of gives it a little bit more.
Yes. I love the PAs. The PAs are like my favorite. Like, I tone with those so much.
I love PN.
They're just beautiful.
PA, the XG PA.
Yeah.
XG. I can remember that.
I mix 8 PA and 10 PA all the time, because they don't have a 9 PA in their permanent line. They do in the demis, but I prefer the permanent. I don't know. I usually tone with permanent color when I tone.
Me too.
That's just my preference, but
Well, you can make
the
it.
PAs are beautiful. I love them so much.
I'll have to remember that. Sounds like a good one. My go-to is 8 PN in the color, and then 10 CB, and then 9 P. That's like a level 9 blonde or level 8 blonde.
Yeah. A bright blonde without being too ashy.
Well, and the thing is, like, when you're really blonde, your hair is really porous, and guess what happens to porous hair when you put ash on it? It always rejects warmth, and it soaks in violet or ash. So, like, you got to be careful how much ash you put into like a blonde because it's going to be like purple. And not everybody wants that.
Yes. I find with like purple shampoos and stuff too, like some people's hair just like suck in the purple from a purple shampoo. So
it's the same.
That's why I have so many different purple shampoos at the salon. So like I always like think of their porosity when I'm selling them one.
What would you sell me?
I'm like, all right, this one's gonna be good for you because it's not gonna turn you purple if you use it.
What would you sell me? Like, what shampoo?
Well, you're already so like icy.
So which one would be like the best? So which one is the most pigmented? I like a real pigmented shampoo and I like a really pigmented conditioner.
The most pigmented one is definitely either Fanola or Milkshake.
Milkshake. Fanola.
Milkshake is literally like a toner in a bottle.
That's what I want.
All toners are in bottles, but like a toner in a shampoo bottle. Like it's like purple.
Okay, see, that's what I like. And Loma's like that, too. It's like, whoa, it stains my hands if I don't get it off fast enough. Like, this is straight color that is like...
Yeah. Milkshake Silver Shine will turn your hands purple, I promise.
Silver Shine. I want to try that.
It's like one of my all-time favorites. I mean, Milkshake in general is like my all-time favorite product line. So I just love everything about Milkshake.
Well, let me ask you this. Does your milkshake bring all the boys to the yard?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good stuff.
It does. It brings all the boys to the yard. All of them. All the good boys. Right, Fender?
Oh,
brings all the good boys to the yard.
Let's see Fender. I want to get a look at Fender. Is he sitting right behind you?
Yes. Oh. Buddy, come here.
Fender.
Come here.
Like, leave me be. Oh, he's just chillaxing.
All his toys all over the floor and crap.
Of course. That's awesome. How long is that a new dog? Have you had him for a while?
He's 1.5 years old. So we've had him for about that time. We got him when he was just a couple months. So yeah, we've had him for a little bit. We love him. He's our baby.
That's good. That's awesome. A little fur baby. Do you ever do his hair in vivid colors?
No. Oh, he sheds too much. It would just be like... As I'd be painting it on, it would be like...
coming off in the brush.
Yes. I'm like, I'm not even going to attempt.
Pick them all out.
Not even going to try it. Just like shedding as it's happening. As I'm trying to paint it on his hair, it's just going to be like...
Then you not just have hair in your house, but you have paint hair in your house. It's just like... Damn,
yes.
That was not the smartest thing. I should have done something else.
Can you post another Karen skit? I post them every day.
You do? You post... How many times a day do you post? Do you post more than once?
Yep, I usually post somewhere between 2 and 4 times a day, depending on the day.
That's hard to do. Like, I try to post every day, and I'm, like, exhausted.
So Tuesdays, I spend, like, all day filming.
Oh, so you got, like, a
all
day for
day.
It. Oh, that's awesome.
That's, like, my designated day. And I get them all done for, like, the whole week. So then I'm, like, set for the week, and I don't have to think about it. I, like, do all my captions. I do everything on them so that they're all ready and they're in order. So every day I just... That's the top one. I just click it. I post at the same time every day and just...
And that's you know, that's the way you got to do it. You got to do it like a very, like, structured, you know. I think that helps.
You have to be consistent.
Yeah. Like, I have, like,
That's how you, like, grow on social media. You have to have that, like, consistency there.
Yeah. Yeah. So do you, is all of your skits strictly based on actual experiences, right?
Oh, yeah. All of mine are real.
Yeah. And I think that's, you know, what makes it so relatable, you know, is that this shit happens to everybody. You know, like, I mean, your stories differ, but they're, you know, like I actually try not to watch your stories sometimes because I'm scared I'm going to, like, see a story that you're doing. And actually, I mean, maybe this is not a bad thing, but, like, I'll, like, get, like, be like, oh, like, you're talking about, you know, I don't know, lice or whatever. And it's like, oh, I have a story about lice. And it's like, you know, but I don't want to, like, be like, oh, I'm copying or whatever. I mean, but, like, it's my own version.
China said the same thing to me the other day. She was like, you know, I try to, like, not watch all of your videos because I don't want to, like, accidentally copy you. And I'm like, you're fine.
But at the same time, it's like...
we all have similar experiences because we're all hairstylists. It's normal. We're all going to have those same things. And if people think we're copying, it's like, come on. I mean, really, like, of course we've all dealt with lice. Of course we have.
Like, ask a room full of hairdressers if they've ever had someone that wanted 2 layers. Like, yeah, that's like your every third customer. Like, we all have a story about that.
Right. All those things. Like, we've all dealt with it all. So, no, I'm never worried about people, like, copying me.
Or what about you copying
that's, like,
people?
never something, like,
like...
oh, God. Like, Tristan from Diary of a Hairstylist. Well, that's not his name anymore. Now he's, like, your hair friend. He calls everybody his hair friend.
Oh, yeah.
I love him. He messaged me one day and was like, oh my God, I accidentally, like, I just realized, like, the video I posted this morning was, like, so close to a video that you made a few months ago. And, like, I'm seriously so sorry. I'll delete it. Like, you know, blah, blah, blah. I was like, you don't have to do that. Like,
you're like, I have shit that you posted too. Like, it's that.
I'm never worried about that. Like, I never, like, see a video and I'm like,
well, I'm sure you see a video and you're like, oh, that probably sparks an idea for you too, right? Like, you see, you know, someone talking about this and you're like, oh, I've had that client, and then you know, you can make it your own.
Yes. I'll see it and I'm like, oh my God, I dealt with that same thing. Like, kudos to them for making that video. Like, never ever do I, like, see a video and get, like, upset. That's just, like, not a thing. I don't know.
Yeah, and plus it's like, you know, it's funny when things like that happen because, like you said, you have your videos in your draft section, right, for, like, maybe a week, you know, and so it's like you just happen to post the same thing on the same day, and it's like, it's a coincidence because that's, like, it was in my draft. I made the videos I'm posting today, I made, like, days ago, you know, like, this isn't, like, my
Right, exactly. And, like, I don't know, I always feel bad for China because her comment sections sometimes are so vicious. Like, sometimes people are so mean to her and they'll be like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Teresa just made this video, like, a week ago, or, like, Siri just made this video a month ago, or, like, and it's like, no, like, they're all different in their own ways. Like, we've all dealt with similar experiences, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with us having similar experiences when we're all hairstylists. We're all going to have these experiences. Oh, yeah. You know, we're all going to deal with this crap. Like, it's dumb that the internet wants us all to be, like, against each other.
Yeah.
It makes me mad.
And China is freaking rad. Like, I talked to her, like, a couple weeks ago, and she is awesome. She's a really cool person. Like, I don't know. I vibed with her for sure. She's super funny. Cool.
Yeah. So I love China. And people can be so mean to her in her comments because she's not, like, one of the OGs.
Well, and you know what's funny is, like, when, like, if in my comments when someone would tag you, I was, like, very excited about it, and I was like, oh, she's tagging the big guns, you know, and, like, but I guess that was, like, a bad thing, like, that like tagging you because they're like, hey, snitch or whatever, or, like, but, like, I always took that as a compliment when people tag, you know, other hairstylists in my videos. I thought that was kind of cool. You know? Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, like, I don't know. There's just no need for all of us to be, like, against each other.
Oh, I'm not against anybody. I think
just no reason.
Like, I think it's, like, a cool, like, hairdressers unite. Like, you know what I'd love to do? Like, make a video with, like, you and, like, China and, like I don't know, anyone, all the different hairdressers, and just do, like, a Brady Bunch video where it's like, here's a story of a, you know.
Yes, that would be so cute.
All of them had badass hair like their mother, you know.
Yes, that would be
like, do, like, the
and you know what videos you make that are my favorite?
Right.
Those ones that where you're like things that you don't understand.
Oh yeah.
Those are my favorite.
Those are my favorite.
Those are just my favorite. I love those. They're hysterical. They're so relatable.
They're geared to the hairdresser, you know, for sure. And those are so easy to tape because I do, like, I'll just think of them, like, every day when, like, you know, like, we at my work we call them the Tick-Tocks, you know. I'm like, you got a Tick-Tock in your chair, you know, and it's like, I just write them down, like, and then I have, like, a ton, and then I just split them up into smaller clips because it gives me my filler content when I don't have, like, a good one to post, you know, like it's just like that. That's just, like, the stuff I do in between, which is fun to tape. But now I'm, like, thinking about it, I'm like, I need some other ones, you know, like I need some more things that that I don't understand.
So are you doing one of these with Siri too? Did she say yes?
No, we did one. Like
oh, did you already?
Yeah, like in September. September. Oh, Siri? Oh, I thought you were talking about China.
Oh. No.
I don't know. I actually I messaged her a couple times, but I don't know. I assume she's got like a lot of messages, you know, she's got to go through. So it is what it is. Hopefully we'll do it, and that would be cool. But
yeah, it would be cool.
You know,
She's a cool gal.
Yeah, that seemed like it was so much fun. I was like, oh my god, I want to be like part of that squad, you know, and like doing TikTok. Like I want someone to do TikToks with that is excited about TikTok as I am, because a lot of people are not very excited about talking about TikTok all the time, and I love like I just started like about 3 months ago, and it just like has been such a little adventure, almost 4 months ago actually, and it's just watching like it rise, like the number rise. It's very much like a drug. Like you're like, oh my god, I have like I almost have 100,000 followers. Like I'm at like 90 something, 95 maybe. And I'm so freaking excited. Yeah, I'm gonna do like a little giveaway for my like 100,000 followers, and like just like I had a good friend of mine make up these really cool little pop socket keychain things, and I want to just do like a giveaway or something, just because I'm so like, it's so exciting. But yes. Anyway, you've got like
that would be so cool. Yeah.
3.1 million.
There are so many hairstylists on TikTok that I just think need to be more recognized. Like you and Tristan and just so many of them that I'm like, why do they not have like 1 million followers? Like, I don't understand.
We're working on it. We'll get there.
Because like the content you put out is so good. I don't know, and like you can tell that you put so much work into it.
I've been basically training. I don't know,
and then Tristan too. Every time I see his content, I'm like, he needs to have like 5 million followers, and it makes me mad that he doesn't.
Who's Tristan? What is his name?
All of you.
Who's Tristan on TikTok? What's the name?
His name is, it used to be Diary of a Hairstylist, and I think now it's My Hair Friend.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I think that's what it is now.
Yeah, I've seen his.
He just commented. He said, "I love you, Hair Friend." OMG. Okay, he's in here.
That's awesome. Well, and I love seeing like when hairdresser content comes up, because it's like, I don't know, I feel like hairdressers are just like a really awesome like group of people. Like we just, you know, you vibe really well with, like, as a hairdresser, you kind of have to like vibe with anyone and everyone, and like, because you never know who's going to be in your chair, and like if you can be like empathetic, and you can be like, you know, like I grew up like horribly shy, like as a kid. Like I couldn't do anything. Like everybody talked for me. People would say, why aren't you talking, you know, like, and I'd be like, it doesn't make me want to say anything, and painfully shy. And you know, becoming a hairdresser, it's like, it's changed that. Like I learned how to talk to people. I learned how to like just let it go, and maybe, you know, it's also, you know, when you start to age past, you know, a certain age, you don't care as much about what other people think, and that's very freeing, I think.
You can't care about what other people think. I mean, you know, you just gotta go with the flow. I don't know. I don't care what anybody thinks. I don't know. I'm just me, and if you like it, great. If you don't, okay,
scroll
that's
past
fine.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'm just existing.
I'm just here loving it all. I put out a video about like the comments, and I don't know if you saw it, but I thought it was like so funny. Like, I'm sorry but like, and I didn't get very many views on it at all, but I was like, I thought of it, and it was like, I don't know, but I thought, you know, maybe you would relate to it, because I feel like you get a lot of the same, like, first, and like the Bible guy, and like the, you know, the people, oh, you and Siri look exactly alike, and it's like there's just a lot of you know, the same comments in every feed. And I'm sure you got, how many comments do you have? Like thousands and thousands on every video?
Oh, comments? Yeah.
What's the most views you've had on a video? Like, do you know which one has done like
23 point something million.
Wow. And a lot of your videos get like, you know, almost 1 million, or pretty close. I mean, they slowly burn up to 1 million, it seems like, you know, it's like, you post it, and then it gets a lot of like 500,000 like right off the bat. And then it just slow burns and keeps going up, because people start looking back at your content or whatever. So that's awesome.
Yeah, I get like views on videos for like months after I post them. Like I still get comments on my videos like that I like some of like the first Karen skits I ever posted. I still get comments on them, and I'm like,
yeah.
wow.
Yeah, there's always that one that you're like, okay, are we still talking about this video? But yeah, that's awesome. And like I don't know, to me, I just like think about like, oh my god, there's like 100,000, almost 100,000 people that have seen my stupid video, and that is so cool. Like
it's nuts.
Like
it's a lot of people. It's like crazy. Like I don't know.
It just makes you want to do more.
It really like hits you after a while. You're like, oh my god,
like people,
all
like
these people know who I am.
Yeah. But then there's like that also, and like when you get your first hater, you're like, oh my god, I have a hater. Like, you guys, I'm big, I'm someone. And then the first time someone says first, like in your comments, and you're like, oh, that means there's gonna be more than one. Like, oh, that's exciting to me. Like, how fun is that?
Yeah, it's really like, I don't know, it really like humbles you. It's just kind of like, I don't know, it just, you really, I don't know how to explain it. It's like when I first hit like 100K, I remember like I cried. And I was like, I don't know. I thought about deleting my account. I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, this is so scary. Like, it scares me that this many people know who I am. You know, and my husband was like, it's fine. Just keep going. You know, and I'm like, it's like, because I didn't mean for this to happen. I didn't mean to blow up. I didn't mean for, you know, any of this to happen. I mean, I'm glad it did, but it's like,
well, that makes you want to make more content, right? Like it makes you want to thrive. Like you're like, hey, like if you...
But it's a lot of pressure because you're like, oh my god, I have to like come up with this like content every day. Yeah. I have to like do all this work to film videos and post them, and then like, you know, a percentage of the time TikTok is like, nope, and like takes them down and then bans you. And
what did they ban you for? Did they ban you for one recently? I think I saw you. I was like, I caught the end of a live, and it said something about you couldn't post, or maybe not. I don't know.
So I got banned for showing scissors in a video.
See, I'd done that. I'm gonna get banned. Shit.
Yeah. So scissors go against community guidelines. So I went back and I found any of my other videos that had scissors, and I deleted them all. I didn't know that they were against community guidelines, but they are, because TikTok considers them a weapon. So I was like, ugh! I like just went, I like anyone where I was cutting hair and you could see them in the video, I was like, delete! Because I was like, oh my god, like I didn't know that you couldn't have those, but you can't. I got banned for using, also like all these audios that are like viral right now are way against guidelines, and I don't know when they're going to start hitting people for it. I know the second if I used any of them, a lot of them contain, you know, a lot of them are like, you know, they contain words that are referring to like unaliving people.
Oh yeah.
That are very much against community guidelines, that like I know if I use those audios, I'd be banned immediately. So because like that Dr. Phil audio, that's like, shut the hell up. You know, like that one, I got banned for using that one. And that one's super viral. Everyone uses it. But if it has certain words in the audio, you can get banned. I always do. Some people don't.
So, but yeah, but you got to think about it. Like you got 3.1 million followers. Like that's a lot of people watching you. They don't care if I do it because I'm like, you know, over here with my like 7 friends, you know, but you got a lot of people watching you, so maybe they come down a little harder on you, or more aware of what, or maybe just you're posting 14 times as much as everybody else too. Like you
I feel like they're just attacking people that are like, that have between like 2 and 5 million followers right now. Like TikTok is just like really going hard on them all of a sudden for like any and everything. Like literally like scissors. I'm a hairstylist. Of course I have scissors. Like crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. I don't understand why they're doing that. I know I'm friends with Mr. Hamilton on here, and he makes like friends only videos sometimes. So I see them, and like he made one recently about how like he was talking about other social media accounts. Like he was talking about Patreon, he was talking about Twitch, and he got banned because
he was spreading the bad vibe.
Yeah, you're not supposed to talk about other social media accounts because like, you know, TikTok is supposed to be the only one apparently.
Oh, so I couldn't talk about my FB page? That's Facebook.
Not supposed to.
Okay, that makes sense. Good. That's interesting. That's trying to. But I mean, I noticed one day I was trying to do a live video and I was doing I don't know if like a razor shag cut, and there's like, you can't use any of those words, and I was like, what? And I was like, oh, and I kept narrowing it down until I was like, okay, I can't call it a razor or a shag or a cut or a haircut. So I don't remember what I put, but it was something like layers, something easy. But yeah, they're very particular, and I think that's okay, you know.
Yeah.
I don't need to see.
Yeah, it's a lot, but yeah, no. That's why I don't know. It sucks, but what are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. So, you said how long have you been doing hair?
6 years.
Oh, cool. So where'd you go to school?
I went to Capri Beauty College in New Lenox, Illinois.
What kind of school?
I don't know like if there are Capris outside of Illinois. I have no idea if that's like a national school or not, but that's where I went.
Okay. What was that like? What was that like? Like, did you enjoy beauty school, or was it?
I hated beauty school.
Why?
I don't know. It's a lot of drama.
Yeah.
Girls in beauty school are just so mean for no reason.
All their periods
I'm
sync
sure
up.
you know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
they
then,
really do.
Well, it's true. And then like you're all mean at the same time, and then all of a sudden you have like a dance-off day where like the whole school is like in a good mood, and it's like so much fun, and then you're all mean again. It's a lot of energy.
And then it's like you have days where like, I don't know, like, so one of my newest employees that I just hired, she's still in beauty school. Mm-hmm. She's graduating in a few days now, actually.
Get them fresh.
But she was saying like she did like something. What was it? What did she say it was? A balayage? No, maybe it was highlights. I don't remember exactly what she said the service was, but she did a color on a client that she was really proud of. And like one girl like came up and was like, oh, anybody can do that. And it's like, why you gotta say stuff like that? Like, who says that? Like, that never happens in my salon. Like, if you do something, like, everybody is like hyping each other up.
Yeah.
Like, someone's doing a color and everyone in the salon that passes is like, that's gorgeous. Slay. You're doing amazing. Looks so good. Like, no one's ever like,
see, and that's how my salon is too. Like it's a good vibe, and people are like, oh, you know that hey, that's a good looking fade, or that's nice color. You know, it's like you have to build each other up and have this environment, or else you shut down and you don't. Yes. You're scared to show your skills, and you're scared to like try because I don't want to like screw this up in front of everyone, so I'm not even going to attempt it. And then you have like this fake ego that you're like, I'm so good because I am licensed, but you're not, and that hurts.
But in beauty school, like everything you do, like everybody that walks by is like,
yeah,
and you're like, okay,
you know what I take
just like
that as?
Doing your color, and everyone's like,
I take that as everybody's
not
coming
even
over
like
to see what it is you're doing. Like in the salon, if I want stylists to see a new haircut, I just take out the doll head and I start doing the haircut, and they come around and they will, be cleaning the combs next to me if they don't, you know what I mean? Like, but they love,
like giving you the side eye.
Yeah. Like, what's she doing over there? Do I know that one yet?
Yes. That's why I like literally don't miss beauty school in the least, because that's just how it was. It's like everyone is just so like you never have like hype women, nobody's ever like, oh my god, that looks so good, you did such a good job. Everybody's just always like Like anyone could have done that.
Like,
I could have done that so much better.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
Why didn't you? Yeah.
So much, and someone just had so much drama. Literally.
Yeah. Beauty
school is so much drama. It is so stupid. Like, so actually my 2 newest ones are still in beauty school. And they, you know, they're both graduating within, you know, the next few days here. But they literally, like, stop in to work. They come in to work on their lunch break at school because they just don't want to be there.
Oh.
And they just, like, come in and they're like, and just, like, hang out with us. And, like, we're all busy. So, like, they're answering the phone and folding towels and stuff. And I'm like, are you guys clocked in? They're like, no. I'm like, clock in if you're going to work. And they're like, no, it's fine. We just want to hang out. And I'm like, but you're working. I'm like, well, we just want to hang out.
But that's illegal.
Like, but you're not just hanging out.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm glad that my salon can be that place where
they want to be.
Like, they'd rather come and literally work than be on their lunch break at school. Like, they'd rather come and, like, actually answer the phone.
Oh. Wait, my audio went off. Yeah.
I don't know. That makes me happy. That's how I want it to be.
Yeah.
You know, I want it to be like a judgment-free zone where nobody's like, did you see her color? And did you see what she's wearing?
Ooh.
And sometimes it, like, will get like that. Occasionally someone will be like, God, what she was wearing the other day. And I'm like, guys, come on.
We're a family, and sometimes families fight, but let's be a team. Pull it together. Help each other.
Yes. I'm like, no, we're not going to be women today. Stop being a woman.
So if someone wants to come to your salon, and if someone wanted to work at your salon, what does that look like? Like, what would be like your prime candidate? Like, or do you have things you don't like? Like, I don't like when someone comes in and they're late to the interview. Almost, if you're late, then the interview is over at that point. I mean, I'll still interview you, but you better freaking wow me because you were late.
Yeah, that's a bad one.
And how does your hair look? Like,
I hate it when they're talking about, like, anything other than themselves and hair. I hate that. That is one thing that's, like, such a huge red flag for me when they're like, I don't know, when I'm interviewing someone and they're talking about someone else. I don't like that.
Like my other boss. Yeah.
I don't like it when they're talking bad about someone else. Like, a lot of beauty school students do that when they're, like, just about to graduate. They're like, oh, there's this one girl I go to school with. She does this and she's not very good. And you're like, okay, I don't like that. And then I don't like.
Interview?
Huh?
In the interview, they say that they're all badmouthing Cindy in the interview. They just
Yeah.
had to get it out. They came straight from school.
Beauty school students tend to do that. I don't know. Well,
wouldn't they all be beauty school students if they're working in hair? Or you mean, do you hire them straight from the beauty school? Like, do you go and recruit at the beauty school, or?
I don't really have to. I don't have to go recruit. They all know who I am because of Tick-Tock. So it's pretty, like, you know, I feel like a lot of them want to work for me anyway. I just have to pick out the ones that want to work for me for the right reason and not the wrong reason. I don't want someone who wants to work for me just because I'm big on TikTok. I want someone who wants to work for me because they like my work and they want to learn from me. That's what I look for. You know, I find that there's, you know, a lot of the time with interviews with those types of people, you know, it seems like they're more just like TikTok.
Can I take up?
You know, and I'm like, yeah. So I was a business owner before I was a TikToker. So can we talk about that?
And what I want is a good stylist that's open to learning. Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't like hairdressers that talk down about other hairdressers. That's, like, my number one pet peeve. And I don't know if it's just around here, but, like, so many people do that.
Oh, I think that's everywhere, yeah. You can't avoid it. Look at the comments.
It's awful.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't roll that way. Like, if you're going to sit there and if you want to work for me, like, I need you to, like, support your fellow stylists, you know? I don't know. I just don't I don't like that kind of a vibe when it's like,
yeah. You know what I love though? Like when stylists who are interviewing come in and they're excited to show me their work. They're like, let me just show you my Instagram page. They're like 50,000 things. And
yes,
it's like, wow. And I'm like, whoa, I could learn from you. Like that's some bitching updos, you know? And it's like, you know, that's, or like just show me you're passionate. Yeah. And that's the thing, like even if they're a receptionist and they don't care about hair and they just need a job because they're in high school and their parents told them to or whatever, like show me that you have passion for something. Like I need to see that you have like a pulse, you know, at this point. Like just show me that you care about something, you know? And it's like, that's all it takes.
Show me how bad you want to do hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, like one thing that I think is a really big red flag is when they like immediately just want to talk about like the time off. Like how many days a week can I get off? Are there paid vacations? How many? How much time can I take off? And that's like all the questions they ask you are about time off. It's like
are you already?
You don't want to be here.
Yeah.
Like you don't want to work. Like you're just looking for a job that's going to give you the most time off. I don't like that. I like the people that really want to work. They want to make money. They want to build a clientele. They want to be successful. You know, the passionate people, not the ones that are like, I had a friend in beauty school and every time we would have like a salon presentation, like people coming in and recruiting, the only question she would ever ask, because at the end they'd always be like, anyone have any questions? She'd be like, how many paid vacations? How many days off a week? Can we control our own schedule? How much time do I get off? And it was just like, and I remember there was this one day that a salon, it was hair cuttery. And the guy literally just looks at her and goes, so are you interested in working or are you just interested in time off? What do you want? And she was like, what do you mean? I'm interested in working. And he was like, really? Because every question you've asked has been about time off. Why do you think that would make us want to hire you? And she was like, and he said that in front of the whole class at the salon presentation. And we were all like,
Jamie.
But like, he was right.
Yeah.
And then they came back like a week later and they brought gifts for all of their, like, the ones that they wanted the most, which was like 5 of us. And she wanted to work there so bad because of how lenient they were with their scheduling and stuff, which I don't know if all hair cutteries are like that. I have no idea. But they didn't bring her one.
Oops.
And she was like really upset about it. And she was like complaining to me about it. And I was like, to be fair, he yelled at you,
roasted
during the presentation because you were only asking questions about time off.
That's
you weren't, you know, like, so that's a big thing for me too. Like if somebody's just asking me questions about how much time that they can get off, like, yeah, I'm probably not going to hire you if you're just like, paid vacations?
Time off.
Like if those are the only things you're asking.
So what
probably not.
What does it look like for like a brand new stylist at your store? Like, do you put them through, like, what kind of education? Do you train them first? Do you have them assist? How does that work?
So I like to give people the option. I'm like, I will give you a chance on the floor right away if you want one. If you are confident, I will let them do it. And obviously if they just immediately are like not cutting it, then I'm like, all right, let's take a step back. You know, but I do not agree with like forcing people to assist for like a year or 2. It's like,
well, and you got to do hair to be good at it. I could watch you cut hair all day long, but I'm not going to learn unless I actually cut hair, you know. I could watch you play the piano too, but am I going to magically sit down and watch and be able to play because, you know, I watched you do it? No. I got to feel it. I got to have that brush. I got to, you know. A lot of hair cutting is a lot of holding a lot of things in your hand at one time, and that just takes like kind of talent in itself, you know.
Yep.
Got foils and brushes and clips and all that.
Yeah, like you're not learning if you're just washing everybody's color bowls and sweeping and doing towels all day. You're not getting anywhere doing that. Like, why does every salon just force people to do that? Not every salon, obviously, but so many. Like, that's like your job for your first, like, you know, year that you're there. It's like just washing bowls, washing everybody's lunch Tupperware, sweeping for everyone, Like,
yeah.
You're not learning anything. And someone just said most Aveda salons. Literally.
Well, I think a lot of,
Literally.
unless you're still in beauty school, like, you need to be doing hair, because if you're just, my cleaning lady, I don't want to pay you to be doing hair. Like, I want you to.
Like, I'm not hiring people to clean for me unless that is, like, literally their job description.
Yeah,
but if that's what you're applying for, that's fine. But if you're trying to apply to do hair, like,
you still gotta clean.
I was abused so badly like that by Kathy. That, like, I never want to put anybody through that.
Well, that's probably
ever.
Good learning experience. You're taking the takeaway is I'm not gonna be that, and that's good.
Yes, like, I don't want to just be, I don't know. She taught me how I don't want to run my business.
So
just don't want to be that boss that's like, oh no, like, I remember, like, classes, like, we'd have classes, and me being the newest stylist would be like, oh, like, this is really important for me, right? I need to sit and, like, sit in at this class and learn. And she'd be like, no, you can go take out the garbage, you can go pick up the pizza, run this to the post office, oh crap, I forgot the chicken for dinner tonight, go to the store and pick me up some chicken, oh, go do this, go do that. And it was just like,
your Girl Friday.
Like, shouldn't I be sitting and watching the class? She'd be like, no, go get the mail, go take out the garbage, go do this, go clean this, go do that. And I'd be like, what? And I would be the only one that, like, wouldn't be allowed to sit in for the class. And, like, I would be the one that would need it the most. So that never made sense.
Well, you got to find that place. Like, when you're looking for a salon, if you're just starting out, like, you got to go and get your hair done there and feel the vibe. And maybe don't get it cut because, you never know. But, get it styled or get a blow dry and just feel how they treat the customers and you can tell right away if you walk into a shop and there's a bad vibe in there. Like, you just know. Like, it's like
you feel it in the air.
Yeah. And then, and other times when you walk in and you have a shop that people, they're having fun and it's like, like a barber shop, and you're just, shooting the shit, and it's a better environment, and that's like everything, because that's the place you're going to be sitting every single day, like that. You're going to spend more time there than you will at home, and if you don't get along with those people, and if you don't have a great energy coming into that salon every day, then what fun is that? You gotta be, excited to be there and wanting to do hair, and for me, like, TikTok has just made it better, and I didn't even think it could get better, but now when the crazy people come in, I'm like, boom, I'm taking that guy, like, Tick-Tock over here, sit in my chair. I got some new material, and that's like, it just makes me excited to see these crazy people, like, I just want.
Luckily, most of my skits are about other people's clients.
Yeah.
So most of them aren't even my clients. The names I use most in my skits are Sherry and Katie. Because Sherry and Katie, they got some clientels, man.
Is that your stylist? Sherry and Katie are your other stylists?
Yes, and they are the two that have been there the longest. They do a lot of the elderly people, so they have a lot of they have a lot of Karens. I can't lie, and some of them, like, they get along with just fine, but everybody else is like, how do you deal with her? How do you handle her? Why do you tolerate it? And it's like, oh, she's fine. And I'm like, geez, like, I don't know. But, it's their clients, so if they want to deal with them, they can, and that's fine. Like, I'm not, but, like, most of my skits are about their clients, because they have some
TikToks.
Some rough ones.
Yeah.
I don't know where they find these people.
That's a...
Some of them are bad.
That just makes the job more interesting. You get all of them, which is kind of... But then you also have, like, these clients that are just like, oh, you have these, like, emotional connections, like they're going through something and you're talking about it, and you're spending 3 or 4 hours with these people, and so you're, like, really getting to know them, and they're like, it's almost like a therapy session for both of you, and then, like, you do their hair, and then they love it, and then they cry, and you hug, and that's like, boom. That I don't care if you tip me at that point, because that is my everything.
It's the best. That's what makes it so worth it.
Yeah.
To do this. It's those clients that you make like these lifelong friendships with. Like so many of my clients, like I just absolutely adore them.
Oh,
like I don't know, like and I have a lot of people that let me do whatever I want on their hair. Oh. And those are always fun
they
too.
Trust
it's
you.
Like,
yeah.
And you know, we make these skits about these like crazy people and these rude people, but you know, people don't understand that that's just a tiny fraction of the people we deal with on a daily basis, and that most of our clients are so great.
It's just the joy of working with the general public. Like, it comes with so many nutcases, which is, you know.
Like, those crazy people are always going to come walking through the door. What are you going to do? You know, I mean, like, there's no way to avoid them all. One day, one of my stylists was like, you know, we had, like, this really, like, nuts person in there. And she's like, you really need to stop allowing this. And I'm like, how was I supposed to know that that person was going to walk in?
Yeah.
Like, how was like, this is, no one's allowing anything. Like,
maybe
you're going to have these things. Like, these people, they're always going to be there.
Yeah. Which is,
you know, it's not a matter of allowing it. They're going to come in.
But then sometimes you like have one of those customers that you like can change their mood. Like they come in with the storm cloud and the fight, but then like you can like, you know, get like into a zone where you can kind of change that mood and they leave happy. And that's like, there's this guy
and they end up like one of your best clients that always comes back to you
because you change their mood.
I've had a lot of those.
Because you put their bad things aside and you built them up a little bit. And that's part of being a hairdresser, is building up your clientele and you know,
because sometimes they're just having a bad day and you're exactly what they need to like lift it up.
And sometimes they think they want to change their hair because they don't feel beautiful, but like, you know, the haircut isn't that much of what makes you beautiful, you know, like it's that good energy. And that's, you know, that's so important. And it's hard to do that every single day. Like, I'm like, okay, I only have so much good energy, you know, like I'm only good for a good 8 hours. At 9 and 10, I have no more energy for you. Like, I need to clock out and go home. But
yes,
up until that 8-hour mark, I'm pretty solid. So it's fun.
Exactly.
You have you said 2 new stylists, and so they're still in beauty school. Like, what made them stand out from like some of the other people you interviewed?
So, the one teacher that is still left at that beauty school from when I worked there,
she actually
there? Called me
at the beauty school. You worked at the beauty school, or you
went there? Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. I worked at a beauty school. I thought that was something else we had in common.
No. So from when I went there, the one teacher that's still there, she actually called me, and she was like, I have this girl. She's like one of our best students right now. She wants to work for you. And I was like, oh, okay, send her in. And then that girl that I hired, her name's Bridget, she recommended Bryce, which is the other one that I just hired. So she was like, you know, you need Bryce too. And I'm honestly, both of them, like, so far, Bryce hasn't started yet. Bridget did start. She's not on the floor because she has to graduate first, of course. But the things that I have seen, I'm very impressed with. She shows me her work that she does in school, and it's all phenomenal. And then just her, like, drive and her passion, her need to be at work, and how much she loves to be there, has really been impressing me a lot. So that's been awesome.
So when you have,
but I feel like all of my stylists are like that though. Like they all have that drive, you know, they want to be there. They want to do work. And that's what's important.
Yeah. You gotta want it. I can't want it for you. You have to want it.
Yeah.
So
you have to have that.
When you, after you hire someone, do they go through, like, you said they can either be on the floor right away or they can assist you or another stylist, or how does that work? Do they have to go through
I mean, we kind of just have them, like, do the dance with everyone. Like, they don't just, like, constantly follow one person around.
Like, whoever's doing what they need to
like,
see.
Here and there. Yeah, whoever needs them at the moment, you know. Like, who's triple booked and needs somebody to help them.
Yeah.
That's usually who. But you know, we also have our assistant slash receptionist that is her job. That is her job description. That's what she was hired to do. She's not going to beauty school or anything like that. You know, so she's always there to kind of like help everybody, and that's what she does. So for the most part, my main focus is getting people on the floor and getting them taking clients and doing hair. I don't make having assistants a priority.
Yeah, well, it's got to be hard because
my like, stylists to be stylists.
As much as you would love to you know, give them a private cutting class, it's not that easy when you're booked. I mean, you have to take some time off the floor and have them cut because, and if you're not hovering over their shoulder watching them, then it's hard to know if they're doing what they're supposed to be doing, you know? And I think...
but I feel like we all learn from each other anyway, so...
We have like a whole week-long training that you like go to, and you have to learn all the... It's rigorous, and like the manager works with you one-on-one, and it's just like it's a lot, but it's good, you know. I think you know, it's any way you do it, you know, it's... And I think that's cool that you give people a choice whether they want to assist for a while. So if they're like brand new and they're not really comfortable, but they want it, but they're like, I don't want to screw someone up, you know, then you can kind of like, you know, ease them through it and kind of just, you know, help them along the way, and kind of they can learn watching you, which is a great way to learn, I'm sure. I mean,
oh yes,
yeah. You're probably extremely skilled. I would love to see, you know, I would love to be a fly on the wall for the day and like watch all the happenings. That's awesome.
Watch me do my vivids.
Are you, did your salon mostly do colors, or is it cutting, or like what percentage is like cutting to color?
So, it is 90% color.
Oh, wow. Okay. And that's good for Fantastic Sam's.
Really high.
Fantastic Sam is more of a hair cutter place, right? I mean, it's more of a, like I would, when I think of Fantastic Sam's, I think haircuts. But I guess,
we're definitely different than most Fantastic Sam's. Definitely very, very different. Because we are 90% color, which is like nuts to me. Every time I look at that, I'm like, holy crap! Like how? But yeah, I mean, it's color for a vast majority of every day. Like haircuts. I mean, we do colors. We do haircuts with pretty much every color that we do. But like people coming in for just haircuts. Is only like a fraction of what we do. Color is really big. Extensions are starting to get really big. All of that is like...
How much do you charge for that stuff? Like, how much would you charge for... What are your price range? How do you like, what would you charge for like a half a head of highlights?
My prices are higher than everybody else's. I believe my partial highlight, I'm trying to think, I think mine is like 110 starting. So like with toners and everything, usually ends up somewhere around like 150.
Is that including like a root touch-up, or would that just be strictly highlights?
That would just be strictly highlights.
Yeah. That's not bad. I mean, that's good price.
A root touch-up with it would be like pushing
200.
Pushing like 200.
And that's a fair price, I think. That's good. What about like a vivid? Like if you're going to do a whole like you want to do like a mermaid in the sunshine sniffing rainbows or whatever, and like if someone wanted that on their head, what would you do? How much do you charge for that?
If I have to bleach somebody, and it's like a double process, and then I have to do like a bunch of different vivids and like all this stuff all over their head. That usually ranges between 400 to 600 typically, because for corrections like that, I usually charge 100 an hour roughly. So that usually takes me between 4 and 6 hours if I have to like bleach them out and do the whole shebang and pre-tone and everything.
All the things
usually ends up.
Yeah. Well, and then that's a good price. I mean, that's great, and I think once you get experience you're doing so many colors and you said, you just know it at one point that you're just like, you have your go-tos and you know what's going to work and what's not going to work, and you're confident, and, you can charge your worth. Like you can set your prices higher because you're doing great work, And that's the
Yeah.
thing, like that's going to make the difference. People may not want to like pay it initially, but then do they want to walk around with like shitty hair, or do they want to pay a little bit more and maybe not go out to eat one night and have like fucking bomb ass hair walking around, like it makes a
Yes.
difference in how you feel, and charge it, because if you can do it and it's going to look great, like people want that.
Yeah, people say all the time, like, like I feel like every hairstylist on TikTok that like posts their work and is transparent about their pricing. There's always people in the comments that are like, that's a ripoff, that's too much, blah blah blah. But
I
it's
can't
like,
even afford whatever.
yeah, but like the thing is, stylists usually raise their prices every time they're booked up 6 weeks in advance. So it's like, if you're always booking up, you kind of have to, raise your prices to keep your books at bay.
And that makes sense. Like
unfortunately,
I had an Etsy store where I was making these like letters, and I was getting too many orders. So I had to keep raising my prices. If you're getting too much clientele, you need to raise your prices, because you need to like filter that out. And then you're not so stressed about having to do volumes of, quantities of people. You're just worried about doing like that one quality piece, and not, but as a stylist, we can juggle so much that you can do like 3 quality pieces at once, running around.
Yeah.
I'm sure you're always booked.
I juggle a lot. I double or triple book pretty much every day.
What does a typical day look like for you? Like how many colors would you say you do, or how many, like what's average?
I'd say I usually have like a couple balayages, maybe a platinum card, and like a color correction in a day.
So like 4
with like smaller, 4 like big things,
projects that have to cook,
and then maybe like a few smaller things in between. But yeah,
that's awesome. That's a lot of color for a day. Yeah, because that's some of those can take 2 or 3 hours each. So that's And
I mean, I don't do very many like simple colors. Like I was saying earlier, I do like mostly corrective color, balayage, foliage, platinum cards, vivids, stuff like that. So, most of my colors, most of the people that I see in a day are ranging from, $250 to $450.
What would you charge for like a platinum card? Like if someone wanted to be like blonde.
Like a full platinum card usually ends up somewhere around like $300 to $350.
That's good. That's
Depending
not
on
bad.
how
Yeah.
long.
That's a
Depending on how long it takes.
3 hours or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and do you have any tricks to like doing a platinum card? Like do you start like with a lower volume developer, and then as you work section by section, you increase your the pace of that bleach, or do you do one section first and wash it out, or how do you do like a huge project like that and keep it like?
So applying a platinum card usually doesn't take me more than an hour. So I can usually do like 2 developers, do one for the back and then another one for the sides, and then I'm good. I usually don't have to rinse right away because it usually only takes me like an hour to apply, so they'll process for a while and rinse it all out. But I'm pretty fast, so I don't really have to, like stop and rinse and stuff. I do everything fast. I eat fast. I walk fast. I do everything fast.
That's good. That's yeah. And that being fast is really good if you can. And you probably do it so much that it's like you could do it sleeping. That you get faster as you get more experience, and you just keep doing it.
Yeah. But I hate to cut this off now, but my phone is about to die.
No worries, man. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking your time out of your day, and everybody else that's watching.
It was fun. We should do it again sometime.
Yes, and thank you for spending your time with me. All right, guys.
Of course, and thank you for inviting me. Technically, I physically invited you here, but this was your idea.
Yeah, so I would love to do lots of people. Like if you.
It was so fun.
The problem is I have to be friends with people in order. Like they have to be my friend in order for me to send them a message. So it's hard to I only have
So someone who doesn't follow you back,
I can't
probably won't see the message. Yeah.
So.
That was my issue with Siri for a while, because I followed her and she didn't follow me.
Yeah.
And so it was like, everyone's like, collab with Siri. And I'm like, I don't have a way of getting a hold of her. She doesn't follow me.
Yeah. But that's okay. I mean,
but all right, I'll peace out before my phone goes black, and then you're like, where'd she go?
It just disappears. All right, thank you so much.
3%.
All right.
Of course, I'll talk to you later.
Happy hair.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.